Economist and YouGov polled from 626 to 629. Do you have a favorable opinion on socialism? 36% said favorable, 44% said unfavorable. By party, net favorability for Democrats is plus 47, independents at minus 4. Would you ever vote for a candidate who identified as a democratic socialist? No at 47, yes at 33. Fantastic. It's growing. This is good. This is momentum, okay? A couple years ago, these numbers would not be anywhere near they are. This is great. And the more victories that we put on the board, the more we associate good governance with democratic socialism, the more Zoran gets W's, the more Claire Valdez gets W's once she's in Congress. Same with Daria Liza. Same with all of these other people. The more that momentum builds, the more these numbers will dramatically shift. For the longest time, people like AOC, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib were basically out there on their own, okay? For the longest time, it was Bernie Sanders and a handful of other people that were either associated with the DSA or were self-identified democratic socialists who didn't even openly say that they were democratic socialists. We're putting numbers up at this point, okay? It's very clear that there is a movement building here, and the more it becomes an undeniable force in American politics, the more that we can be loud and proud in our advocacy for things that pertain to people's material conditions and improving said material conditions, the more we show the rest of the country that democratic socialism means centering the needs of the working class above the needs of corporations, the more those numbers will grow. I feel more confident than ever before, okay? This is also part of the reason why the electoral route has always been incredibly important, okay? This is why it's always been an incredibly important route. We have to exhaust all available options, and one of the most viable routes there is electoralism. This is precisely why I've been doing what I've been doing. I love this DSA edit. I fucking reposted this on TikTok. It's so fire.
The DSA, the Democrat Socialists of America, okay, here's just a sample of what they're about. Abolish the Electoral College, replace the two-party system with a multi-party democracy, implement proportional representation and ranked choice voting in all elections, establish public ownership of the largest corporations and essential industries to ensure democratic control and accountability to the people, end all military and economic aid to Israel. It sounds so
Aura. It's so funny. Wow, I love those ideas. Who was that guy? A Democrat? Yeah, a democratic socialist, right? He knows all this sounds good, so he has to try to say it sarcastically. No, it's awesome. They're like, these socialists want more democracy. Who would want that? It's like, yeah, man. I think even people in your cult would look at that and go, that sounds pretty fucking good to me. Do you know how galvanizing it will be for every other candidate to get the automatic Zoran nod without even getting the Zoran nod? Because those policies and that success is nonpartisan, okay? It's not partisan. Universal child care is not a partisan issue. If you want to make that a partisan issue as a Republican, go right the fuck ahead, okay? I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to hold you. Do that, please. Please talk about how horrible it is that the local DSA equivalent, the local Democratic Socialist equivalent, is going to be just like Zoran Mamdani. He's going to fight for universal child care. He's going to fight for better public transit. Okay? You think that's going to be bad? Are you insane? No, the beauty of this is, and I said this in my speech at the New York City DSA Slate rally, if you remember. I said, our job isn't just to, advance Zoran's agenda. That's important because that agenda is obviously good for New Yorkers. It's good for the movement. But I see my job as making Zoran Mamdani unremarkable, okay? Because we're going to elect 1 million Zorans, okay? We're going to elect thousands of Zorans. And when I say thousands of Zorans, I'm talking like local, city, state, Senate. So much so that we're going to be like yeah, this is just normal. This is what good politics looks like. We're going to make it so that people will be afraid to admit that they voted Republican ever again in polite company. Okay? They're going to be like, what? Of course I didn't vote Republican. What are you talking about? Of course I voted for the agenda of the working class.
Fox News has told their anchors to stop talking about Zoran because he is too popular. They can't find a photo of him not smiling.
He is hyper disciplined. I'll give him that. And it's paying dividends. Hopefully now he'll be a little bit more confident to be even more bold. But he's been unbelievably responsive to the DSA. Okay? He's been so good. He is, God damn it, dude. Look, I don't want to glaze the man too much, but he has been so fucking good. I mean, look, yesterday I was talking about how he, there's plans in motion to hire 600 new NYPD officers, right? That goes against a core campaign promise. Groundwork came out and openly criticized them for it, openly pressured them from the outside for it. Okay? Guess what Zoran did today? Shook hands with Menin. New budget for New York City. No new NYPD hires. Okay? Promises made, promises kept. That's it. That's it. That's huge. Okay? That's huge. That is responsive democratic politics. And I mean small d democracy. Okay? You didn't forget the people that brought you to the ball. Okay? You didn't forget your voters. You didn't forget your constituents. You didn't forget those who voted for you to implement this agenda. And he's burning through it. I mean, it's huge. It's huge. I cannot sing his praises enough. I hope that one day this will be unremarkable. One day we'll look at this and we'll go bare minimum. Duh. Of course a politician is going to listen to the demands of their voters. This is how it's always been done. But today is not that day. For years and years, I've been talking about the Democratic Socialists of America. Go join the DSA. It's great. They're doing the work. Through all of those minor victories and major defeats, they learned very valuable lessons. And when the opportunity is here, when there is genuine potential to make significant changes in American politics, which is just the beginning, by the way, make no mistake, this is just the beginning. They were there to seize on that opportunity. Revolution doesn't happen spontaneously, folks. You have to be diligent in your organizing. We just have to be an undeniable force, okay? That's it. And we are getting there.